We are so passionate about our state. Everything is bigger here. And anything you thought that your state had and we don't, well, we probably do. And it's probably a lot better than what you've got. In Texas, football is a religion. We watch NFL, we have Super Bowl parties, and we go wild. We go to college football games, and we go wild. And high school football is no joke. We go wild. We love it. We also have the Alamo. I don't know if you've ever heard a Texan say, "Remember the Alamo." But the Alamo was a battle fought where no Texan quit on its soil, and we all died or were taken hostage. But we didn't give up. So, we also have the Huntsville prison. 420 people were executed there in a 20-year span. Sounds gruesome. But what other state has a prison like that? We also have more farmland than any state in the United States. We've got the best food, like I said. California, you thought you had us with the beaches and In-N-Out, but unfortunately we have beaches and we have In-N-Out. We have In-N-Out, we have Pappadeaux, we have pecan everything, we have Tex-Mex, we have Mexican, and we even have the best barbecue. And don't forget about our steaks. We have mountains, we have lakes, we have rivers, we have it all. And lastly, the best reason why we probably should be our own state is because we could be our own country. I know. So the thought of succeeding is actually a wild concept, and people may take it the wrong way, but it's just the fact that we can succeed, but we never actually will succeed. Probably not. So, the reason we can be our own state is because, well, first off, we can pull it off because we have the resources. Texas currently sits on 1/4 of the nation's oil reserves and 1/3 of the nation's natural gas reserves. Even more, 95% of the country receives its oil and its gas from the pipelines that originate from Texas. This is what one might call leverage. Another point is the Texas economy. I know we've all lived in D.C., and we've all lived in other places, so we know how expensive D.C. really is. But in Texas, we can have whatever we want. It's well documented and worth repeating. In the last decade, even the Great Recession, Texas has expanded by 1 million jobs. So while everybody else was struggling, us in Texas, we got more jobs. Because of its friendly business climate, Texas is home to more Fortune 500 companies than any other place on earth. If Texas were its own country, we'd have the 13th highest GDP in the world, just behind Canada and Russia. Or even you could think about it this way. For every dollar Texas taxpayers send to Washington, D.C., we currently only get 80 cents back. So basically, we can transfer those funds to Texas and give every Texan a 20% tax cut. That sounds like enough for me. I would succeed. Utilities. We're also the only state with our own power grid. It's been developed over the course of 100 years, and it's majority of the state, and it covers majority of the state, and is fully state controlled. So in most times in war, when the mama state wants the baby state to come back, they'll cut off their power and take all their resources. But in Texas, we have our own power, so you're not cutting our power off. We're going to keep thriving. We can do it. Also, defense. If we ever were to go to war, we probably couldn't match Uncle Sam's firepower, but we do have the Texas State Guard, the Texas National Guard, the Air Guard, and the legendary Texas Rangers. We also have two of the nation's largest military bases, Fort Hood and Fort Bliss. And being able to control those steel installations is nothing to just look at. We have a lot of power where we lie at. And let's not forget about the firepower of the Texan citizens themselves. No one's breaking into our houses because we all have guns. We're not going to let you get in. We have firepower too. And lastly, we could succeed because, well, we've done it before. Well, twice actually. First in 1836, when we succeeded from Mexico and became an independent country. Second in 1861, when we joined the Confederacy. And And while the South did lose the Civil War, we didn't lose it in Texas. In fact, by the end of 1864, the North didn't have 1 square foot of Texas soil under its control, despite the many attempts. Even after a full month of Robert E. Lee surrendered at the Appomattox courthouse in Texas, because Texas, we were still fighting. We love our state and we love to fight. That's like a dangerous combination. So, with that being said, let's just rephrase why we should all love Texas and why we should know it's the best state. Because of our people, our culture, and the fact that we could succeed and be our own country and be successful. So, if you guys still don't believe that Texas is the best state, it's probably because you weren't listening or you're just jealous, which is a common symptom of not being from the best state. So, but you know what, alas, I'll leave you guys with this statement. You all may go to hell and I will go to Texas. Said by the great David Crockett. Thank you.